The University Distinguished Professor Award at Texas A&M University is only given to professors who achieve the highest level of distinction in research. And Valerie Hudson has done that here at the Bush School. Her research contributions span a number of our subfields in the international affairs area. She's probably best known for her work on gender and security, which received a $1 million Minerva grant from the U.S. Department of Defense. It's led to numerous major publications and real policy impact in terms of how gender and gender disparities affect security outcomes, both in terms of civil conflict and in terms of international conflict. She's also extremely well known for work on demographics and security, particularly how gender imbalances in populations, say in China, might affect the foreign policies of countries and regional stability issues. She also was one of the founders of an approach to studying foreign policy decisions called foreign policy analysis that's become so influential that it has its own section within the International Studies Association. So she's been one of our major research contributors at the Bush School and a major figure in international affairs and international relations research more generally.
I'm Valerie Hudson, and I'm really pleased to represent the Bush School among the University Distinguished Professors. I came to the Bush School in 2012 and was involved at that time in looking at the relationship between what's going on with women on the one hand and what's going on with nation states. I think we all understand that when a nation state has a war or a famine, women are affected. In fact, they may even be disproportionately affected. But we oftentimes don't think about the reverse. That is if we harm women or undermine women or disempower women, does that negatively affect the security and the stability and the resilience of the nation state? And so my research has been examining that. It's actually rather ironic. When I went to graduate school, that was during the fading years of the Cold War, and the thought that what was going on with women could have anything to do with national security was seen as probably laughable, almost as if these two entities, women and national security, occupied completely different planets in the solar system. And so when I began to suggest that there was a linkage, I think people were very skeptical. So my first book actually looked at the very abnormal sex ratios of China and India, looking to see if there was evidence that security and stability of the nation state was being undermined by the culling of 12 to 15% of the girls from the birth population of those countries. And indeed, we were able to make that case very successfully. From that initial starting point, I began to look more broadly at different forms of subordination of women and how those could hurt their nation states. And so we've looked at things like polygyny, we've looked at bride price, we've looked at other types of elements of male-female relationships and how those types of traditions and customs and understandings can tangibly degrade the security of the nation state. And so while doing this research, obviously I wanted to share it with students in addition to sharing it through my books and articles. And so the Bush School was really very open to the idea of a new program on women, peace, and security. And we're really the only one of its type in the state of Texas and even in the broader area in which Texas is located. And so we actually have a curriculum that focuses on teaching of courses. For example, the foundations course I teach is called Women and Nations, and then we have follow-on courses that are looking at women's empowerment and resource scarcity, women's health as a national security issue, women's economic empowerment, and so forth. And we always have a yearly capstone. We're a capstone team that's taken these gender analytic courses is able to research a topic. Our client is the Office of Global Women's Issues, and this year, for example, we looked at the relationship between women's economic empowerment and indicators of national security. And so my students are going to be briefing not only the State Department, but also USAID, the U.S. Institute of Peace, as well as staff in the White House about their findings. So it's pretty exciting all along. I really feel that the Bush School is just a marvelous environment for students to learn about international affairs from both practitioners as well as academic faculty. And I think we train them in skills that they're going to need to be very successful in their future. And having the skill of gender analysis in their toolkit, I think, is a skill that will serve our students well far into the future, because frankly, the national security of our country and of the countries of the world is intricately tied to what's going on with women.
For me, Dr. Hudson has opened numerous doors, and I'm beyond grateful for everything that she has done for me and also for the other students. She's a magnificent mentor. She is one of the most impressive people that I have met in my life so far, and that she is honored, it is really, she deserves it more than anyone else. Her work is so impactful and it will better the lives of women all around the world.
I've had Dr. Hudson now for 2 semesters, one as my professor for Women and Nations, which is quite possibly my favorite class at the Bush School, which is competitive because I enjoy most of my classes, but also as our capstone instructor. Dr. Hudson is brilliant, obviously, and we all look up to her for the research that she's done and also the sort of mentor that she plays in our lives. It's very clear to see how much she cares about her students.
Great colleges start with great faculties, and great faculties are formed around remarkable faculty members, and Dr. Valerie Hudson is exactly that. Universities identify recognition programs to highlight faculty members who have inspired others in some way. And the University Distinguished Professor program at Texas A&M is designed to recognize those faculty members who have actually changed the conversation in their field of study. And Dr. Hudson has absolutely done that. Her work on the Women, Peace, and Security enterprise in general, and all the specific things she studied inside that, has changed the discussion and has taken a very subjective debate and turned it into a much more objective debate with her work on the Women's Stats project. She's done remarkable work for the Bush School, and she's done remarkable work for Texas A&M University, but most significantly, she's done remarkable work for women and women's issues related to national security. It's an honor to have her on our faculty. It's an honor to call her a colleague, and it's an honor to be in the room and learn from her at every opportunity I get. Congratulations, Valerie. We're all very, very proud of you.